Good evening and welcome once again to the Whiskey Cowboy Live. Tonight's date is October 12th, 2025. It is a Sunday. Sunday. I hope everybody is having a wonderful weekend. It's been a typical fall weekend here in New Hampshire. Been pretty cool. Been rainy. Hey, Fred. Fred says, here. Thanks for jumping in and letting folks know you're there. Last Wednesday's show, I'd played some music. And some of the music came through okay. The others came in all jittery. So what I'm doing now is I'm going to try that again. I'm going to try that again on tonight's show. Truncated. We're not going to play all the songs. I'm just going to play some snips. And we'll see whether they're jittery for folks out there. I have adjusted my settings once again. And we'll see if it works. If not, then I'll go back to the drawing board and I'll try to get it for the next show. It's not a crucial thing because mainly if my voice comes through and I'm not clipping and not having jumps or jitters, that's what's important. That being the case, how's it sounding to you out there, Mr. Fred? Am I coming in loud and clear? Am I coming in smooth? No jitters or pops or clipping? Waiting for folks to jump on in. Tonight's coffee, hazelnut cream from New England brand. It's delicious. He says loud and clear. Okay, fantastic. As long as there's no clipping and popping or jittering, then we're good. Mm-hmm. Ah, goodness gracious. I don't know if Laurel's going to be at the show tonight. I'd forgot. She went to friends or families. She's on a family trip. And I don't recall how long she's going to be on that trip. That's why she wasn't here on Wednesday. Because she was on her family festivities. Come on, folks. We need to get in here, join the show, because I don't like to do a lot of rambling on, and get into topics before we get some people actually listening. Let's see if we got some time killers. Been working my ass off on Facebook, trying to fight the algorithms. They're shadow banning me again. My stuff's not getting reach out there. So if you follow me on Facebook, make sure you go to my page every single day, at least once a day, because I put stuff out from dark 30 in the morning until I crawl into bed at night. And I usually have anywhere between a dozen and over 20 bits of content out there. Some are memes, especially on the weekends. I do more memes and stuff like that on the weekends. But on the weekdays, you're going to get articles, you're going to get bits of news, you're going to get important stuff that you need to consider. So go on over to the page and start with the latest, make sure it's fresh, refresh the page, and then work your way down. Mr. OT, welcome to the show. Sound check for you, Mr. OT. Am I coming in loud and clear, no jitters or anything like that? I'm gonna play some smooth funk. He says good. Okay, fantastic. I'm gonna play some smooth funk. Most of the music that I played on my last show didn't come through very well. Longtime regulars, they knew the songs because they've heard them before. but for some reason they were getting all jittery. So I'm gonna play some smooth funk here, and you tell me whether or not the song is jittery or not. Okay, let me know whether or not that was breaking up, because last show it was breaking up. It's coming clear on my headpiece, but it was last time too. And sorry about that, Fred. Your name doesn't have Fred, so I'm not good with. You know me, I'm not good with names. Fred. I'll try to remember that, Fred. Of course, I am Fred. Oh, Fred. Oh, Fred. Fred and OT are the same person? Are you the same damn person? I thought we had two different people on there. It just struck me here because it's Fred and then it's OT. So was the music clear? Now's the are you logged in on two separate accounts? If so, fine. That's great. It just boosts the numbers. But okay, Fred says it's coming in clear. Fantastic. Now I'm going to play another one to see whether or not it's going to come in clear. Okay, good. Let me see. No. Okay. No, we don't need that. No, I don't need that. Let's go back here. Hey, Judy, welcome to the show. We're doing a sound check because the last show, some of the songs came through clear. Others were just cutting up. They were just jittering all over the place. I've adjusted some things. I'm trying to make sure that it's working. So here's the second sound test. Tell me whether or not the sound is coming in clear. Okay, and you were here for the last show, and it clearly had jitters, correct? Most of the songs that I played had jitters in them. Some were clear, and some they were just jittery as all get out. And that right there was totally clear. I'm doing another sample right here. Oh, I don't need to do that. That's the same song. It was just a short versus another one. She said it sounded excellent. Okay, good. We'll try this one right here. Okay. Judy said it's excellent and nice song. Thank you. Hey, welcome to the show, Peggy. She says, hey, all. I hope you all had a great weekend. My weekend's been okay. Not great. The weather's been crappy. But I love the fall. I love the cool weather. I love the clothing. It was wonderful getting out by the lake, and it was nice and cool. It was calm and playing the guitar, and it was absolutely wonderful. Not as many folks out as there was 2 weekends ago there in Massabesic, but it was okay. It was okay. I was in a sorta. I'm either on, off, or sorta. I was sorta. The last time I was at Massabesic, I was on. And he's like, ooh, it just things flowed. This time I was sort of, which means most of the time I was on, but sometimes I couldn't find it. An older gentleman from London, he took out his cell phone and he was recording me. And then he came on over and he yacked at me over a bit. He was here with his son. Every year they take holiday over here and they stay for a week or so. And they go to different parts of the country. And this time they were in New England. And so we talked about this and that and talked about music. And then his son came over and we talked a bit. And he played the guitar as well. And I talked about my playing style. I play my particular style uses mainly 2 fingers on the fretboard instead of all of them, and I slide up and down the fretboard, from the head to the sound hole, as opposed to walking the steps. It's a particular style of playing. It's also gypsy jazz style, made by a Mr. Reinhardt out of France, back in I believe the 20s and 30s, and he was a jazz musician, and he had got caught in a terrible fire, I think it was. And he lost the use of his fretting hand, except for 2 fingers. So then all of his music centered around the use of those 2 fingers and how he could best utilize them to coax the sounds that he wanted out of his guitar. And that's how I play. And the odd part is, I didn't even realize that it was an actual style. It's like, okay, this is the type of music that I like. This is how I like to play. And then later in time, I find out, oh, this is actually, there's a name for it. It's gypsy jazz is my style of playing. And that'll come through in just about any form of music that I play. I have a gypsy jazz style that goes into it. And my finger technique is the same as Mr. Reinhold. So it's like, oh, well, that was pretty cool. So we talked about that. It also allows me to emote better. I do more slides. You can bend notes by moving the strings to make them go higher or lower. Well, actually higher. You can't make them lower. Not with bending. You can with a free-floating whammy bar. You can go lower and higher, but whatever, that's a different thing. I don't have a whammy bar on my acoustic. So it just allows me to make the guitar sing the way I need it to sing. So it's like, okay, yeah, I got some time. How's about, I got some time. You go ahead and play me a song. You want to get me screwed up? Put me on the spot. So I'm starting to go, and I was honking it. Honking is what I call is when you hit the wrong note. And it's funny because we had talked in our early conversation with him. Jazz is good because if you honk a note, if you can find a way to honk it exactly the same way several more times throughout the song, it just becomes part of the song. It's jazz. But yeah, I just started honking. I just laughed. I just had to I'm like, look, I said, you put me on the spot. Peggy says, I love stories about people that succeed against all odds. Yeah. if you're determined to do something, you just do it. And I just think it's funny because it's like I didn't even know that was a particular style or playing method that was done. It's just that's how I play. And then I was like, oh well, gee, there we go. It's not unheard of, it's not unusual, and there's a reason for it, and it works really well. But yeah, he laughed and he understood. And his father was like, so today are you on or not? And I'm like, I'm not on. I'm kind of medium. It's kind of medium. Some days, if I'm off, I'll just put the guitar down. So it was kind of a medium day. Most of it was pretty close. Not like the last time I was at Massabesic. Man, I was on. I like being on. But being in its fall, migraines are coming in again because of weather swings. So it affects everything. But yeah, it was a good day. The missus did not like being invaded. And you're going, being invaded? Yeah, we were out there. Now, we've been out there from the morning time, and it was just afternoon, maybe 12:30, 1 o'clock. And a group of Muslims came over by. And I point that out because it's exactly what you'd think of. And if I said a group of Muslims, they weren't like, white American or European converts. They were Middle Eastern Muslims. And they came over. They went to the picnic table to our left. And they were going to have their lunch and stuff. And hey, that's fine. I don't care. But unbeknownst to me, because I was turned to the right a little bit, so I was facing a little bit towards the missus, I didn't see them. I mean, I saw them when they came in, and some walked in front of me, and that's fine. It's not a big deal. I don't care. And they seem to be having a good time, and I don't care. But unbeknownst to me, I guess they were the gentlemen of the group were shooting me daggers. It's like, oh yeah? I didn't know that. Now I told you about the missus. She doesn't have a poker face. She lets you see exactly what she's thinking. And all I could see on her face is she was kind of pissed off. And I'm like, what, baby? She's like, I don't like being invaded. I'm like, okay, no, I get it. But she didn't tell me that they were giving me daggers. So I just kept playing. It was fine. And that was that. Didn't think anything of it except on the ride home. And she goes, yeah, they kept giving you dirty looks. I said, oh, did they? Did they now? Why didn't you tell me? See, because that's just, hey, let's play this out. Let's play this out. But, yeah. So, yeah, she said, I don't like being invaded. Well, there you go. So that was my story about the lake. the London gentleman and his son. And their families were all back in England. I think his son was from Edinburgh. He went to college there and stayed there. And the father was from London. And the missus like, oh, he had a really thick accent. I couldn't understand. It's like, no, not really. Yeah, I sound like a Londoner, but I've seen much thicker. But yeah, that was that. I should have some more weekends before I can't go on out and play at the lakes before winter sets in. So we'll see how many times I can get back out there. Peggy says, again, I'm going to bring this up. She said she loves stories about people that succeed against all odds. I've talked about this on the show in the past. Tell me if you remember it, Peggy. The lead drummer for Led Zeppelin. You remember that story? And I want folks to let me know whether or not my volume and my voice is still coming through clear. Because if I have to make adjustments, I'd rather do that throughout the show than to get to the end of the show and find out that, half the audio was crap. We were pretty good last time, except for when I was playing some of the music tracks. Peggy says, barely ringing a bell. Okay, you do know who Led Zeppelin is. That should ring a bell. Okay, Led Zeppelin's drummer got into I think he got into a car accident. Another accident story. And he lost his arm. I think it was his left arm. I'll say left arm. I think it was his left arm he lost. Maybe it was his right. I don't know. I'm going to say left arm. He lost an arm. And the band didn't know what they were going to do. Because they were a very tight-knit band. And the drummer is arguably one of the major organs of the beast that is a band. It's the heartbeat, the heartbeat of the band. So I didn't know what they were going to do, and they're like, "No, we don't want to get another drummer. We don't want to get another drummer." And they were thinking about maybe even just quitting. And the lead drummer said, "Screw this." And he learned how to drum all over again using one arm. And most of the songs that you know from Led Zeppelin now were him with just one arm. It's also why there is a distinct sound to their drumming, because he's doing it all with one arm. Another band has another drummer, though. I don't recall why, because I don't pay attention. It's another older band. She goes, yes, I remember this. Yeah. What's the name of the band? It's a Canadian band. Rush. Rush has a new drummer. I don't know why, but they got a new drummer. Maybe their other drummer died. I don't know. They're of the age. Wouldn't surprise me. Another band. Hey, you know the Eagles, right? Y'all know the band the Eagles. You know who their lead singer is and has been for some time. Do you know who the new lead singer of the Eagles is? Nobody Google it. Don't Google it. If you don't know, say you don't know. If you know, go ahead and type it up. It's somebody that when I'm like, oh, there's no way. Yeah, it sort of makes sense, but it's like, wow, interesting choice. Judy doesn't know. Peggy says Glenn Fry's son. Oh, is that their new drummer for Rush? Or no. No. For the Eagles, no. No, the Eagles, no. Nope. Not unless they've replaced the new one, and not to my knowledge they have. It's, and I just had his name on the top of my head. Let's see here. Oh, there we go. Yeah. It's Vince Gill. You know, of country music fame. Vince Gill is the Eagles. Judy goes, what the fuck? What the fuck what? What the fuck what? No, it's Vince Gill. Is the Eagles' new frontman. Has been for quite some time. Since 2017, because after Fry died in 2016, they were looking for, let's see here. Yeah, Glenn's son, Deacon Fry. Yeah, I guess it says that they share lead vocals, but no, Vince is the lead singer. So Peggy, you were partially correct. But yeah, it was Vince Gill was the answer. I got a little bitty fruit fly, and you can't see him, but he's annoying the hell out of me. And he's finding his way. Right? I have no idea why I have a fruit fly in the studio. I got nothing up here. There's absolutely nothing up here. You son of a bitch. That is... Judy says, I have to hear that. LOL. He was so soft. Vince Gill was soft? Oh, Vince Gill. He had quite the range. Vince has quite the range. And by the way, I missed the damn thing. I missed it. We've done a sound check on the music, Judy. Most of the music on last time's show was all clipping out for some strange reason. I couldn't figure it out. Well, I did a couple tweaks on my system before the show started, and I tried it a couple times for the folks earlier on in the show, and they said the music was coming in crystal clear now. So that's a good thing. But okay, we got people in, so we can actually start with some of the points I wanted to make. Some of the points that I wanted to make. Yeah, Judy goes, I'm glad that's fixed. Now tell me if it's fixed. Here you go. That's excellent. Yeah, it should be clear, just like it used to be. I messed with some. I think I had way too much compression. It was over compressing things, so it was confusing the system. I took the compression way down on my second line in, and fiddled with some stuff. We'll start out with Chicago and the greater Chicago area and judges. They're playing with fire. See, as I've posted before, I wrote about this is at least 3 times now. Judges do not have the legal authority to stop troop movements. They can't do it. They cannot say when and where troops can and cannot be deployed. They can't do that. The only thing at best that they can do through oversight power, which is given to the judiciary, is to rule whether an action is legal or illegal. That's it. That's the only thing that they can do is rule whether an act is legal or illegal. They cannot control troop movements. They cannot control troop deployments. They cannot stop them, nor create them, nor divert them, nor temporarily hold them. If they are held, it's by the will of the president himself, saying, I'm just going to not, but he does not have to abide by their restraining orders for troop movements. They have no legal authority. So these judges are playing with fire. And the problem is the left is too stupid to understand. Oh, the judge says you can't do this. So then if you violate, it's like, yeah, well, President Biden got in front of the American people on live television and said, yeah, I know the Supreme Court ruled X, Y, and Z, but I'm going to do it anyways in contradiction to the ruling, because by the time it makes it to the court again, I would have already accomplished what I wanted to get done. And then nothing happened to him. So don't fucking tell me about Donald Trump not obeying the courts. And what the courts ruled in that regard against Biden was that what he was doing was not in the presidential power and thus illegal for him to do. And he did it anyways. So what can happen if Trump deploys troops in violation of what the judges say? Nothing. Fritzer begs to differ too. Yeah, well, he's an idiot. So, or is it Fritzer? He's the governor of Illinois, right? Jobatha, Illinois. I always get their names mixed up. But yeah, they don't have the power to do that. She says yes. Yeah, it's a meaningless ruling. It's a meaningless injunction. It doesn't mean anything. It's unenforceable. And I talked about that. I wrote an article about that back, was it last year or the year before? I wrote the article about SCOTUS and how they actually, if people, it's a gentleman's agreement. If people don't want to abide by their rulings, there's absolutely nothing that they can do about it. They've got the Supreme Court has no enforcement arm. And without an enforcement arm, it just takes a gentleman's agreement to follow what they rule on. And a lot of people don't understand that. It's like, holy cow, yeah. I'm going to say stop until I say stop again. Now, what can happen is, like, let's say they rule something is illegal. Fair enough. Then the legislature can do an impeachment on either the governor or the mayor, or the governor or the president, and they can impeach them. And then if they win their impeachment, they can do a criminal trial after that. Then the ruling after the criminal trial has teeth, because we have a penal system and police that are actually going to go enforce that. SCOTUS doesn't have that. But let's go back down to Illinois. Johnson is at a 6.6% favorable opinion rating right now. 6.6%. You wouldn't get that by watching the mainstream media, because the mainstream media is giving him the spotlight, and he's surrounded by a bunch of sycophants that clap like trained seals at everything that he says. So then people around the nation, the liberals who don't even live there, they take this as, look, he's doing what the people want. No, the people of Chicago don't like Johnson. 6.6% approval rating. He's playing with fire. In my opinion, a lot of these politicians, there is legal grounds to go in and arrest them and charge them. And that damn little fly, I got a little fruit fly. Just one. I backed off so I could see it. And he's getting between me and the microphone. You can't see him. And I have no idea why he's here. Because there's nothing in the studio. I don't keep food in here. I don't keep drink in here. There's nothing but electronics in here. So I don't know. But whatever. First world problems. Yeah, he doesn't speak for the people. The people dislike him and his policies. The Illinois, Chicago Fraternal Order of Police issued a vote of no confidence for the patrol leader that told the police to stand down in conjunction with protecting ICE agents and the federal facilities. Now, the chief of police steps in and goes, no, no, no. He would never do that. No, this other guy, he would never do that. It's just a miscommunication. It wasn't a miscommunication. They've got the radio calls on tape. All the radio calls are recorded. They have the radio calls on tape and other correspondence clearly documented where the orders to stand down were coming from higher up, and he's higher up. Tonight's coffee, hazelnut cream. I just finished my first cup. Go to my Orca right now. Hazelnut cream. Hazelnut cream from New England brand. So yeah, the left is boxing themselves in. And by and large, the American people aren't buying it. The problem with that is if you look to social media and you look to the mainstream media, it would appear as if the people are buying it, but they're not. Well, because the left controls mainstream media and social media. It's like it's their propaganda machine. It's just like with COVID and the Summer of Love. Mostly peaceful protests. Fiery, but mostly peaceful. There was another federal judge that ruled that the ICE facility just outside, a community just outside of Chicago, had to remove its fencing by Tuesday. We'll see whether they do that. Because it violated city ordinances and it was a safety hazard. No, it was put up there because the police departments would not protect the facility from rioters. You guys do your job. We won't have to have this fence. Oh, excuse me. Boy, I muted that one out pretty quick. Sorry about that. Had a feller here, goes again. Man. Had a feller post up on my commentary about that. He said they should put a white line at the edge of the federal property and say, if you step within that line, you're going to get shot or tear gassed or beanbagged or whatever. I agree. I agree. And I also say that these law enforcement and or politicians, man, is it the night of sneezes tonight? These politicians are instigating, encouraging, and facilitating these illegal acts. Holy Toledo. Man. Doesn't surprise me. I had a sinus infection before the last show, and I've been dealing with that, so. But, yeah, I would say that falls clearly within illegal acts on up to insurrection. And they should be dealt with accordingly. But the thing is, they haven't been. My goodness. Volume still fine. I know we got a bunch of other people there. Say hey. Say hey. Say hello. Let us know you're here. If you're new to the show, say where you're joining in from. Oh. My goodness. Okay, I got those issues out of the way. Of course, nobody's. You got to type up. How's everything going? You're still there? You have to let me know. The signal's coming through. Oh goodness! Now my nose is running. Oh goodness! Terrible. Terrible. Okay, see, I just did a testing text out there. My goodness. Don't know if if Gus is watching or not. He likes to watch from the weeds, and he doesn't. I think he's like listening in to see whether or not we talk about him. Judy says, "I am here." Now, is there anything else that I was going to talk about tonight? Got that out of the way. Got that out of the way. Oh my goodness. I always get her name wrong. Justice Ketanji Brown Jackson. I always want to go Jackson Brown. Where's Laurel? She's probably still out. She's at a family gathering. I'd forgot. She left the state. But Justice Ketanji is a freaking retard of the lowest order. She really is. Every single ruling and every single case that comes down and she opens up her mouth on, she shows, and her own liberal judges have called her out on her stupidity already. She is retarded. She has no business being on that bench. None. She doesn't even understand the basics of constitutional law. None. As soon as remember when her confirmation hearing, as soon as she was asked if she could define what a woman was, and she said she could not because she's not a biologist, she should have been immediately disqualified. Freaking immediately. Done. Freaking done. A woman is an adult female human. Period. That's it. Adult female human. 3 words. 3 words. Adult female human. That's what a woman is. And she couldn't. That either shows extreme stupidity and ignorance or ideologically possessed to the point of not being a viable judge. Either way, she needs to be gone. Peggy says, we can always tell the affirmative action graduates. Yeah, she was a judge anyways, but she's retarded. It's like, did you go and you look at her past rulings and past things that she has done? She was nowhere near qualified for the position. She was a complete DEI hire, period. It's a disgrace. She is a freaking retard. It's just amazing. And I'm done mincing words. I'm done being nice about things. I'm not a politician. I don't need to be nice. I need to be honest and accurate. I'm always honest. But for a lot of issues, I'm done pussyfooting around and being cordial. The cowboy ain't going to be cordial anymore. Too much at stake. Too much at stake. There it is again, right in front of my eyes. You son of a bee. I don't know why I've got it up here. Get that damn fruit fly. Was there anything else I wanted to hit? I know I got some stuff I got coming up this week that I want to cover. Let's see if I can do this. I'm going to pull up from this weekend at the lake. That was Lake Massabesic. Let's see if I can just pull it right back into. Look at that. Oh, there we go. Now I'm right in frame. And that's me with my cell phone, and I'm just sitting there. And that's what I looked at when I was playing. Oh, goodness. Clouds cleared up about noontime, and it opened up, got pretty warm. Or shall I say warmer? Yeah, it was good and relaxing. It was. Stop that video there. Been posting up about immigration, invasion, Islam. I had posted up on the 10th. What's that? 2 days ago? 2 days ago. So that would have been Friday. I said, let's be totally clear here. Trump is not perfect. Trump is not without flaws. Trump has not always done what he has promised to do. Trump does not always do the right things. Yes, he has done a lot of good, even great things, granted. But if you don't, without reservation or asterisks, point out or simply admit his flaws, wrongs, or outright bad things, you're exactly the reason why the left claim that all Trump supporters are mindless, blind zealots in a cult. Stop it. And then before I could close it down, I got my first post in going, yeah, he's got faults, but it's like, I love my, it's like, I don't care. If you say, yeah, he's got faults, but stop it, then you missed what the point of what I'm saying was. There are people out there that no matter what he does or doesn't do, they act like he has no faults, no flaws. Oh, he's done great things. So if I point out an issue with him, and I will, this is an issue that Trump has right now. Trump needs to stop doing this, and he needs to take care of this problem. Oh, but he's done this and this and this and this. I don't care how many things he's done. Doesn't negate what he hasn't done or what he needs to do or that he hasn't yet fulfilled his promise. Stop it. That's why, and then I closed it. I deleted her comment, and then I closed it up and said, no, I'm not interested in hearing what people have to say, good or bad about Donald Trump. If you think you've got to say something good or bad about Donald Trump, you missed the purpose of my post. Stop it. So I locked it down. It's like, because there was no way I was going to go back in there and just listen, because everybody would have been, oh, yeah, no, yeah, he's not perfect, but he's the best president. Shut the fuck up. You missed the purpose of my post. God. Oh, goodness gracious. But I get it from both ends. I get it, from the people that, oh, he's God King Trump. No, I'm not saying he's God King Trump, but he can't do anything wrong. then you're saying he's a God king. Stop it. And then I get the people on the left to go, oh, you're a Trumper. It's like, if you think that I'm a Trumper or I'm a MAGA person, we've discussed this before. You know nothing about the Cowboy. I call balls and strikes. That's what I do. I call balls and strikes. And when you do that, you're going to piss some people off on both ends. It's just, hey, it is what it is. Oh, how about that nice shenanigans? The New Hampshire Supreme Court Justice this last week pled no contest, but refused to acknowledge guilt, but pled no contest to her abusing her office in criminal solicitation. She was caught dead to rights. So they took her off because the case was pending. They took her off the bench. They took her off the bench. Now she was still a justice. She just couldn't work. So they suspended her last summer. And then this last week she pled no contest. So it's like, okay, they need to remove her from the bench permanently, because how can you be, well, the New Hampshire Supreme Court, and they're the ones that get to decide. See, that's stupid. They shouldn't get to decide who is on the bench and who isn't. It needs to be somebody else. But the court decided, no. The crime that she pled no contest to did not rise to the seriousness of a serious crime. You don't think that a judge using her bench, her authority, to intervene on behalf of her husband who's under investigation is not a serious crime? She's a freaking Supreme Court justice in the state of New Hampshire. She should damn well know better. She'd go, I can't talk to the governor about this. I just can't. Why? Because I'm a Supreme Court justice. I cannot even give the impression of an impropriety. But no, she picks up the phone and she calls Governor Sununu on behalf of her husband to try to get him to stop the investigation. It's like, stop it. Then I had to put in later, because people thought, oh, yeah, Democrat. Nah, she was a fucking Republican. And Governor Sununu was the one that put her in on the bench. He's a Republican. So, these issues aren't just by party line. It's not like the Democrats can never do right and the Republicans can never do wrong. No, sometimes the Democrats do right and sometimes the Republicans do wrong. And you need to call them all out on it, period. She abused her position. She needs to be off the bench. She and the New Hampshire Supreme Court have just nullified their authority in the eyes of law-abiding citizens. Plain and clear. That should be a disqualifying action from a judge. Let alone the highest court in each state. Crazy. My goodness. So we'll see where that goes. There needs to be a push from the citizenry, and I'm gonna push. I'm gonna push. And hopefully more people in New Hampshire are going to push and say, no, we can't have this. She needs to either be removed or resign. Because she has just removed her own legitimacy, and the court backed it up. Peggy says, we've watched Collins and Murkowski show their true colors time after time. Yeah. Okay, scrolling through, I got my Flies social media and shit post. Again, brings me to my, if folks enjoy this show, There's a link underneath in the description of the show to make a financial donation. Single donation is great. Monthly donation, you can do that on the same length, is even better because that's the way I can try to budget things in. Every bit helps, and it's all important because this is what I do. This is what I do full time. I do this 7 days a week. Even on days where I'm off, I'm still putting out content for folks. If you have any doubt whether or not you should donate, go on over to Facebook. It's facebook.com/The Whiskey Cowboy. Go ahead and look at all the content that I put out there. I put out a crap ton. Take your time, read it over. And then if you're moved to donate, please do so and know that it is most graciously appreciated. Last month was the first month back, and I started the push for letting folks know, hey, I need to pay my bills. So I took 8 months off, and I worked selling firearms. See, you sold firearms? Yeah, for the largest sporting and outdoor goods retailer in the nation. That's a different story. But 8. I got eight people who have set up a monthly donation so far. 8. I need hundreds. I've got over 13,000 followers on Facebook. I think we can get in a bit more than 8 people. But we'll see. Jim and it's like, what the heck is her name? Allie. Jim and Allie. Jim and Allie this week this is the second month they made a very generous donation. Thank you both very, very much. Thank you both very much. They didn't set up a monthly. They just, when they can afford to give, they give, and it's most generous. I don't expect something like that from people. So thank you very much. What else is new? We're taking a quote-unquote fast food restaurant off our list in a particular location. It's the second time we showed up. We were out and about today. I had to go get chicken food. So we went to Tractor Supply and we picked up some chicken food, some 2 things of scratch blends, and then their main pellets. And on the way home, we were like, it'd be nice to have this or that. And it's like, and I was thinking, Kentucky Fried Chicken. Yeah, some Kentucky Fried Chicken. So I overshot my home because it's past where my home is and went to another place. We've been there a couple times. And it's the second time. It's like, okay, we ordered. First time we were there, the last time we were there, they were out of food. It's like, how can you be out of food? So then we had to wait, and then they couldn't get exactly what we wanted. This time I was like, okay, we just want some chicken sandwiches with fries and a soft drink. So we order and go sit down, and they call my name, and I get up there, and they're like, oh, please don't be mad at me, but we don't have buns. You don't have buns. You don't have buns. So we ended up getting chicken tender meals instead. But we wanted chicken sandwiches. You didn't have buns. Again, that's the second time. Second time in a row we've been there, and they run out of shit. Basic shit. We're like, yeah, we ain't going there again. We are not going there again. crazy. Management needs to get their heads out of their asses. Yep. It's the little things. We got the weather. Hot, cold, hot, cold, hot, cold. My tire sensors, last couple times out, halfway through the trip, so just flash at you. Service tire pressure sensors. It's like, okay. And then it just goes away. It's like, okay. I think it's the cold. It's one of those things that's not an issue that affects the drivability of the truck. It's just annoying. So hopefully that'll clear up. If not, I'll go and have them change the damn things out. Oh, excuse me. My son's going to be going off to Italy. He either left on Friday or he's going next Friday. I forget. And then when he gets back, I'm going to take my new monster chainsaw over to his property, cut down some trees, big old trees, get them bucked up, and moved out of the way, and then go back periodically and get truck beds full of wood, bring it back over. So, okay. Y'all throw some questions or some topics out there. Federalism, and the left is suddenly loving federalism. Federalism is where the majority of the power is put within the states and local communities, and it's basically just loosely regulated by the federal government. Okay? That's federalism. That's how we're set up. Now, over time, the federal government has gotten more and more involved in states' business, which should not be there. Here's the Interstate Waters Act and Interstate Transportation Acts. Both are the same idea. Now, what they're supposed to be is to make sure that states' the water flow, traffic on the water, and fish on the water have free flow, that a state cannot stop or hijack any of the water, fish, or what have you. That's what it's supposed to be. But they used it to now, and the federal government controls all navigable waterways, and be they ponds or lakes or rivers or whatever. That's not what they were supposed to do. And then they try to regulate that, and they become a roadblock. That's not what they were supposed to do. It was supposed to be so that there's smooth sailing, no pun intended, not restrictions. Well, Interstate Commerce Act is supposed to be the exact same way. It's not so that the federal government, can then regulate and restrict the flow of goods, traffic, and whatnot between states. No. It's so that the federal government could maintain that there would be a free flow without states hampering that. They've just flipped it on its head. But that goes back to federalism. The left is now loving federalism. Oh, the 14th Amendment. Oh, the 11th Amendment. Oh, this and that. It's like, oh, states' rights? Oh, now you're for states' rights. Well, contrary to what you want to think, states' rights have to coincide with the Constitution of the United States of America. If what they try to do is in violation of it, federal law supersedes state and local laws. That's the Supremacy Act. You still have federalism, but you got to play by the basic rules. It's not a hands-off. The left is now acting like, oh, federalism, we don't have to obey anything we don't want to obey. Wrong. Sorry, Buttercup. That ain't how it works. So it's always funny watching the left suddenly care about the Constitution, suddenly care about federalism, suddenly care about these issues that the rest of us have been screaming about for decades and decades now because they've been violated on and on and on. With the left doing it and cheering it on. I'm tired of it. I'll play it either way. Y'all know me. I'll play it any way they want to play it. But pick a damn lane. Pick a standard, pick a set of rules, and then apply them equally. Then we'll go. Because if you don't, it doesn't matter. And that's where we're at right now. Nothing matters. Nothing matters. Because it's shifting sand. It's moving goalposts. It's nailing Jello to a wall. Nothing matters. Except for you bad, me good. You wrong, me right. No. Stop it. Goodness gracious. Slowly getting in my winter beard. I let it grow longer in the winter. So, okay, there we go. Went another topic. Flemmy. Oklahoma's governor criticized National Guard deployment in Chicago. He needs to stop. From what I understand, he's on his last term, and he has aspirations for either the Congress or Senate of the United States. This ain't the way to get it. Judy says, I wonder what happened in Tennessee at the place that blew up. How sad. Something blew up. What'd I miss? Tennessee explosion. 16 people believed dead after explosion at Tennessee plant. I hadn't even heard about that. See, that's what it's on a weekend. It's on a weekend. I try to keep on top of things for folks, but 16 people dead. Powerful blast at an explosives plant in Tennessee. Yeah. Well, it's an explosives plant. Yeah, these things happen. Yeah, they happen at refineries. They happen at... Yeah, I'll have to look into that. Well, you're dealing with explosives, so there's a crap ton of reasons why something might go boom. Let's see, we've got an article here. From NBC News. 16 people believed dead after explosion at Tennessee plant, sheriff says. Judy says the pictures were so sad. Everything is gone. Well, yeah, it's an explosive plant. 16 people are believed to have died in a powerful blast at an explosive plant in Tennessee, officials said Saturday, as crews continue to recover remains and carefully clear the site. Initially, there were 18 people said to be unaccounted for after Friday morning's explosion at an Accurate Energetic Systems facility that processes ammunition and explosives. 2 of those people were determined to have not been at the facility, which is located near the city of McCowan, M-C-E-W-E-N, McCowan, at the time of the explosion, officials said. The error was because their vehicles and personal items were found after the explosion, Humphreys County Sheriff Chris Davis said. At this time, I can tell you that we have not located any survivors and we are making the assumption that all are deceased. He said, I believe I read, excuse me, I believe that I had read in another blurb in the lookup that they had recovered the bodies, but there was a huge boom and my house shook very hard, she said. It honestly felt like a vehicle drove through our house. That's what I thought whenever it happened. But then we found out it was the explosion that was about 10 miles down the road. Yeah. Well, that's very unfortunate. Prayers go out to the family. I guess no survivors. So there were 16 people that were there working. They brought in a rapid DNA team to help identify the remains of those recovered at the site. There's about 300 responders working a slow, methodical method as they deal with explosive materials that has been damaged and remains volatile. Yeah, let's hope that there's no other injuries. That is unfortunate. Peggy says, my deepest condolences to the family of the deceased. Indeed. Indeed. Yep. It is unfortunate. Oh, Letitia James is now claiming to be the victim of the Trump administration using lawfare against their political enemies. That very charming. Very, very charming. There she is. Very charming woman. Got her position as Attorney General there, running specifically on using lawfare in any possible way that she could think of to target Donald Trump. So for her to now act as if she is the victim of lawfare is the height of Jesus, I don't even know the word that I would like to use for this. It's stupid. It's stupidity. Holy crap-olies. But yeah. See, it's nice to be able to throw that content back up on the screen like I used to. That's good. Gives the show more flavor. And no, it doesn't happen by itself. I got to set things up. I got to work it, and I got to do this. I wish I had somebody that would run my show for me while I'm doing it. And they can just do it. If I start talking about things, they can throw it on up there and cut to different camera angles. I was gonna do this too. I have the ability to do this, but it's a pain in the ass. Is I can set up multiple cameras because I still can use my GoPros for secondary or third angles. I can go overhead or from the side and then cut every once in a while to the new angles. I can do that. It's just when you're running the show by yourself, it's just a pain in the rear. We were out at Home Depot today, and they had these nice fake bronze horses. They were, I don't know, about that tall. About that tall. They'd fit really good in my bookcases. I was like, oh, that's nice. It's a nice horse. That's a nice horse. You know, that'd look good in the studio. And she's like, do you want it? Like, no. I got more lumber and stuff for the Franken Zebo I got to get done. I've got stuff that I have to get. So I didn't get it. It looked good, but the thing is when the show's running, you generally only see this, or you see this. For those people that can't see, you got the two things, but I mostly run this. This is the best one. And since I don't run you saw I've got cleaning. I got clean. See here. Let's see here. Yeah, over there, the green thing on the bottom there, that's a cleaning brush. It's for dusting the shelves. So I knew it was out of frame because I run this camera angle. I got to get that cleaned up, but I could technically not turn on the light that goes over to that, but I figure sometimes I might have to go there, so it's available. Whatever. It's back of the show stuff, but yeah, maybe sometime I'll throw one of those into the studio. Love my studio. The folks, let's see if I can find that. I'm going to see if I can find that. I got a video. Remember, I got a video of the studio before I started working on it. It used to be my youngest daughter's room, and she never got through fixing it up. It was purple and green, and she just never got done with it. So it was a mess. Let's see here. Let's go here. Let's see. Okay, no, those are good. Those are good pictures of it. But I've got here we go. Is this it? No, that's just a picture. And then when I was painting, remember I was painting it? And I had 2 coats of green paint because the walls are green. And it looked almost like a World War II battleship because it was angular, where the layers, the paint wasn't on evenly. So I painted it 3 times to get the paint right and solid. I'm trying. Come on now. Okay, I'm going to do it a different way. I'm going to try pulling it up in my reels. No, I don't want to do this. I want to go to my reels. Oh, up here. Here we go, reels. And see whether or not I can find. Oh, yeah. A lot of time, a lot of money. It takes a lot of time and money to turn a regular room into a studio. I've got sound deadening panels on the ceilings in different places, and it's a really nice. I'll show up the pictures as soon as I get the video of the room spin. Let's see here. Here we go. Here we go. Now here it is. This is what the room looked like. That's what the room looked like. Oh, it was hideous. There it is again. That's the door coming into it. There's a closet. It was quite the project. My goodness. Okay, now we'll go and I'll show folks we'll show folks what the studio looks like now. Here we go. Okay. There's one corner, my whiskey barrel. And again, sound deadening stuff. Got the valance on the windows. That's the same corner. That's my other corner. That's where if I have a guest, they can go over there. And I was going to do audio recordings, but I've just been running them out of my living room. I just record them on my cell phone. But that's my other corner. That's where I sit doing the show. Another view. Excuse me. Another view. What I see. Again, what I see. Those are all sound panels. Reduces echo. The other side, and there's the door. Door to the closet. Door to get into the studio. So there we go. Judy says, "Looks so good." I love my studio. But as you know, a lot of time. Well, it took me about a week. I think it took me about a week to get it done from that spin shot till what you see here. Took me about a week and a lot of money. a lot of money. Peggy says, "I love your choice of color. But to each his own." Those are my colors. If you look around my house, I chose the colors. I'm the interior decorator guy. So all of this decor is my choosing for the office or the studio. The colors had to be right. The pictures on the walls had to be right. They're all Western and barrel motifs. So I had to pick the right carpet, their nice rug that had to work with. Everything had to work. Lamps had to work. Everything works. It's fine. And these lamps here, there was one over there, and there's the one over there on my whiskey barrel. And no, that's not a wine barrel. They look very similar, but that's a whiskey barrel. Judy says, "The whiskey barrel and the flag are my faves." Do I got a flag? Oh, yes. Do I have a flag? Yeah, right behind me. Right behind me. So, yeah, we went and bought this barrel. They ain't cheap. And it is a pain in the ass to get it up into the studio because it was heavy and it had rainwater in it, too. So it's like, yeah, that was kind of heavy. Peggy says, "I don't like bright colors. I want my home to be calm and soothing." Yeah, I don't like grays are fine as long as they're not too light. I don't like white walls. I like white trim. That's fine. I like colors. I like lighter colors will make rooms look bigger, but I'm not worried about how it looks. I'm worried about how it feels. I like my rooms to hug me, not smother me, but give me warmth. So I love color. Love color. And they have to match. As you see, all of my color palette for this matches. My bedroom is green as well, not this kind of green. My living room is a blue with a touch of gray in it. My dining room is like taupe on the upper half, and the lower half is brown. Kitchen is an off yellow, white and green. So I like colors. I like colors, and those are the colors I chose. But yeah, this is the backdrop. This is I'm sitting in the middle here. I've had people tell me, "Oh, I thought that the show was just a backdrop," as if, you know, because what they do is a lot of shows they do it in front of a green screen. And yeah, this isn't a green screen. It's not a green screen. Like I showed you folks, I can let's do this. You see that? I've got, and it's also the right brightness, and it's got a slight color tint to it as well. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I got 6 lights. 6 lights for the show. I'd like to change out this light and this light, but I can't afford it. I'd like to go with a couple nice LED panels, so they take up even less space and they give me more flexibility in how I want to light. Because I'd actually like to light this side a little bit more than this side. But the thing is I don't have room for this light. It's an umbrella light. I don't have room on this other side, and I can't dim this light, so it is the light. So all of my light now is keyed off of this light over here. Everything's backwards on my camera. To my left. To my left. The right on the screen. Over there. I'd like to light it reversed of what it is here. It's cinematic lighting. This is not cinematic lighting. Cinematic lighting takes the stronger light point on the half side of your face, the quarter of your face. You see it in documentaries when they're doing interviews. It's like, man, you pay attention to these things. Yes, I do. I'm also a photographer, so I love light. And I'd actually like to light it a little bit different than I do, but I can't. And they go, why can't you? Well, because I got a big cowboy hat on my head, which means if I lit like most people do, more up here, more up there, my face would be in shadow because of the brim of the hat. So I got to have my key lights lower to light up my face and get the lights there. Yeah. Took a while to get things set up and figure out exactly what I wanted to do, and here we are. It works. Folks also know that I got a brand new camera. I got my Sony for the live streaming. That wasn't cheap. I got my whole new arm set up. The camera is on a boom setup, which is connected to the desk itself. Well, it's a table desk. So even if I had to move it, everything moves with it. And the lights are all connected to it as well, because I don't have room in the studio to do otherwise. So make use of the space that I have. So yeah, that was quite the task. I had shut down and then brought it back up. Also makes good places to take photographs. This is of my Dulcimer. This is my hot rod, my Cadillac. We went over that the last show. That's my old school. That used to be my father's, but it had peg tuners on it, and I put geared tuners on it so that it holds tune better. There they are side by side. Hourglass, teardrop. Thickness. Old school is thinner. This is thicker. Yeah, there she is. Yes, indeedy. When I first started doing my podcasts, and that's what I did, is I started out with, let's see if I can pull up pictures of my first podcast setup. That was funny. Here it is. Okay, load up for me. There we go. This is my very first podcast setup right here. It was a laptop. I used a light stand for photography, made it into a boom mic stand, and put a very inexpensive USB microphone on that. Had a pair of cheap headphones. That was in my bedroom with just a dining room chair with a pillow on it to make my butt feel better. Show notes, my coffee. See, the coffee's right there still. Look at that. See, I was doing my coffee right there. And I ran the show off a laptop. And put that out. And that was all fine and dandy. Now, then I went, let's see if I can find a picture of my studio. Studio in the weight room. Now I took oh, stop it. I don't need that. That wasn't right. That's because it wasn't where it was supposed to be. Okay, here we go. Load up for me, please. You pull pictures from Facebook from way back when. Sometimes they like to load up large and sometimes they don't. Okay, here we go. This is my studio in the weight room. Now, I took a corner of my weight room and I set up my recording studio, and it was right into a wall. And that worked out fine. And this is when I have two systems. I started out with just one. I replaced the laptop with just a tower system with one monitor. Now I have two, because I have two here. And that was fine because I wasn't on camera. And my podcasts were just audio. So I didn't have to worry about that. Excuse me. So it worked fine. As you can see, I've got everything that I need there. It's funny, this little intercom system on the lower left. You see that little intercom system? You got your keyboard, mixer, headphones, audio system, and then this little intercom system. I got this next to me now as well. That's so that I can talk to the missus. It's between her office and mine. She has her own office as well. So this was my second before the major move. And then when I was doing the show live, with camera. I was running above this center monitor. I was running a GoPro as my. I tried a webcam. I didn't like the quality, and I switched to GoPro, and that was okay. And behind me, I hung up the American flag that's now behind me in this studio as well. But it was hanging on a big framework that I put up before each show as my backdrop. And that sort of worked. Sorta. We got by. I've gone through 4 mics before I settled up on this one. And then you see me in the studio now. Proper studio, not shared space. Not shared space. Dedicated space where I've got a work area that I can do what I need to do. And write content, publish content, do my live streams. Ta-da. So yeah, it was quite the journey. Some of you folks took it with me. Some of you didn't. You just know where I'm at now. Didn't happen overnight. A lot of money, a lot of time, a lot of effort went into it. So I like having my studio. The missus doesn't even come in. She's looked in. But this is the Cowboy's domain. She loves it. But her office is downstairs. And we set up her office too. I mean, she got not quite like this, but hers is nice. Folks getting a glimpse into the Cowboys areas. Judy says, bigger and better. I'm glad you were able to do it. Yeah, it's been... You know me, I hate spending money, though. So it's a gamble one way or the other. It ain't paid for itself. Y'all know that. It ain't paid for itself. But like all the other stuff, I never did anything and put stuff in that I didn't already have money for to begin with. So I never went into debt. All of my equipment's paid for. Everything is paid for. I got my new mixer because the other one died. And you knew that. I went to a different interface, didn't like it, so went and got it. And that was just this last month. Put a brand new Behringer in here because I like it. It's old school, works great. It's all paid for. I didn't go into debt for it. It's out of my budget. Yes, it's out of my budget. But I didn't go into debt for it. So if I was to shut down tomorrow, I'm still not paying on things for the studio and the equipment. And it's all paid for. Could have done it much quicker. Could have done it bigger. Could have done it with more expensive equipment if I had wanted to go into debt. It ain't my way. So when I ask folks if they'd like to donate, it's not because I'm not wasting my money. The Cowboy ain't wasting his money. The money that gets sent in for donations helps pay my mortgage and my electricity bills and property taxes and stuff like that. I tell you right now, it ain't. Last month, it covered the yearly mortgage increase per month is what it covered. That's it. So, yeah. But I decided to come back. Now, I could have kept working for the other place. I was thinking about buying a Jeep because I got the truck. I was thinking, I can buy a Jeep. And to let you know, my truck's paid off. I paid off my truck. Paid off the missus's SUV. We're clear. I'm going to go, okay, let's get a Jeep. I might want a boat. And it's like, I didn't have time for it. But well, how about a Jeep? So we were looking at buying a Jeep. We had 3 or 4 picked out around the nation. And they kept dragging their feet and not giving me the information that I needed. And I was like, okay, da-da-da-da-da-da. And then the crap happened at work. And I'd had enough of it. And I'm like, nah. So the missus is saying there's a reason why we didn't get responses back quickly on the Jeeps, because they weren't meant to be. They weren't meant to be. Yep, everything happens for a reason. And no, I wasn't fired. I wasn't fired. I fired them. Some folks know why. Others don't. I was justified. I was justified. It's like, no, I ain't going to be doing this horse shit anymore. So I went back here full time. For you folks. For you folks. Now, I had a bunch of people that were like, we missed you. You know, dang it, they didn't like it when I wasn't doing it full time. Not doing it full time, I was still putting out more content than a lot of people were. But I couldn't do my shows, and I didn't have any time for the missus anymore, and we didn't have our weekends were booked with doing stuff we had to do. We couldn't enjoy life anymore. So we're back now, not floating in money. We're making do. We're making do. But this is what I do full time now. I had people in the past go, and I told them, I said, you know what? Folks need to step up and help pay the bills, you know? And they're like, well, Cowboy, you need to do it for the right reasons. It's like, the right reasons? The right reasons. What do you reckon the right reasons are? Do you think that you would work from sun up to sundown every single day of the week, 365 days a year, without compensation? It ain't paying your bills. I did that for a decade. Just over a decade, out of my own pocket, not making a red cent. I was running on my own money. Till this last year, I couldn't do it anymore. It is what it is. It's like, would you do it? Would your minister, let's say you go to church, you think the minister at your church is going to counsel everybody, be available for anybody any time of day, get his sermons ready, and give 2 sermons a week. It's usually what they do, at least. For nothing? For nothing. They're going to do it for nothing. Hell, even when they give him a house to live in and stuff like that, they still give him money. They're getting paid for what they do. So let's not fool ourselves. Let's not fool ourselves. For the right reason, unless you're independently wealthy, that ain't a right reason. That ain't a right reason. We all got bills to pay. And I look around and it's like, holy crap. These people that just put out memes and just have trash pages, they get hundreds of thousands of followers and their shit goes viral. And I know how much they make according to how much the views are, because I'm in the same program. Shit. And I can't, and I'm struggling. It is what it is. Y'all there? Y'all there? You listen to me rant and rave. They're like, we're tired of hearing about it. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Go to my Facebook page. Look at the content. Look at the articles. Look at the commentary. Look at the stuff I produce out there and see whether or not you think it's worth it. Okay, so what else are we going to talk about? What else are we going to talk about? I had posted about the young black gal down in Texas this last week. Shot the 41-year-old mother to death in the parking lot because she had the audacity to tell her that she was rude and she should have thanked her for keeping the door open for her at the store. That little hood rat shot her dead. Shot her 3 times in the chest, right in the parking lot. Excuse me. What the hell is wrong with people? If you think that's a gun issue, you're an idiot. It's not a gun issue. Not a gun issue. This is a people issue. It's a culture issue. Yeah, it's the American culture. It's the gun culture. They ain't the gun culture. It ain't the gun culture. Look over there. I got a gun over there. Got a gun right there. She ain't jumped up and ran out and shot anybody. Got a gun down here. Got a gun on my hip. Wear it every day. If I'm cutting down a tree, I'm wearing it. Shoveling snow, I'm wearing it. Driving to the grocery store, I'm wearing it. It ain't jumped out and shot nobody. It ain't gun culture. It's thug culture. It's non-accountability. Judy says, wow, the world has gone mad. That's why I carry. Yeah. And don't let shit escalate to that point. Somebody keeps coming out after me like that, you can rest assured my hand ain't far off of something that's going to help me. Be it a knife or a gun. Or what have you. I ain't going to look for problems, but I ain't going to fucking avoid. I'm not going to back down when somebody wants to be a jackwagon. This young gal followed her into the store, around the store, causing problems, left the store, followed her into another store, causing problems, got kicked out of that store. The lady was trying to get to her car and leave, and she shot him down. Peggy asks, is Mrs. Cowboy doing well after her health scare? She's doing great. Well, we're both getting old. We're both getting old. But, yeah, she's doing much better. Folks have been following the show back a couple years ago. The missus had a heart attack. She had, I forget the name of it. It's called broken heart syndrome. Women have it. It's something that afflicts women. Usually it's brought down by stress and then a touch of illness. And that's exactly what happened. She was stressed out. And then she got a cold. She woke up one morning and she was having a heart attack. And of course we called the paramedics, and then we got her to the hospital and we got it all sorted out and stuff like that. Ran the tests, stuff like that. So her heart was fine. It was injured because she had a heart attack. Then they wanted to put her on all sorts of medication. Because that's what they do after you have a heart attack, you know. They put them on like 3 different forms of medication. They're supposed to do this and that and everything else. So we researched all the medication. It's like, it don't make sense. So we asked them, why? Well, that's because that's what we do. It's like, no, don't tell me it's protocol and that's what you do. If you can't give me a good answer for it, we're not doing it. So she didn't do it. She didn't jump on the medications. What she did is she made sure that she did not stress herself. She made sure she ate well. Made sure that she was doing what she was supposed to do to let her heart heal. It healed. And within a month or 2 after the heart attack, and they ran the test and they did the, how much oxygen is going through. So she was perfect. Just perfect. Don't let doctors throw medicine at you, more so if they can't tell you why they're doing it. But they do it. So she's been doing fine. She's been doing fine. Here you go. Here's a man thing. Here's a man thing. Here's a man thing. The missus talks to me. I think it was earlier today. It was early. She goes, dude. She calls me dude. I've been meaning to tell you. I'm like, what? She says, you know when Laurel tells you to give me a hug? I said, yeah. She goes, well, tell her that I'm giving her a hug back. I'm like, what? The hell are you talking about? See, the way the missus interpreted what Laura was saying and the way I interpreted it was totally different. It was like to make sure I gave her a hug, which I do. I'm a huggy guy. So I'm like, okay, yeah, we'll do. I wasn't thinking it was like, oh, I'm going to hug the missus for Laurel. It's like, that's not how it's like, oh, is that what she meant? Oh, okay, well, now I'll have to tell her if she Laurel, if you watch this show later, yes, the missus is giving you a hug back. See, us guys, I hug my son. I hug my father. I hug my grandchildren. I hug my nieces. I hug female friends of the missus. Everybody else, I shake their hand. If I don't, there's got to be a reason as a guy. I mean, every once in a while, if it's right, maybe a bro hug. And I hug my brother. One of them. Just one of them. But I'm a handshake kind of guy. And I think most guys are handshake guys. Gals, they hug. They hug all the time. I mean, I don't like doing a handshake for women. I really don't. I don't like it. I will. If I give a handshake to a woman, I do, where it's not like hands fully together, like a man handshake. It's more of a grab their, shake their hand like this, different. You know what I mean? It's different. I don't feel right giving a hearty handshake to a female. I just don't. Well, number one, I'm way bigger than they are most of the time. It just doesn't seem right. So it's either going to be a hug or it's going to be that genteel handshake that a man gives a woman where it's not, you're just taking part of their hand. That's what I do. Now, men, it's not a fucking strength contest. You want to clamp down, we can clamp down. But that's not what it is. It just must be firm. Don't try to impress me with how hard you're going to squeeze my hand. Just nice firm handshake. And by golly, do let both hands go all the way in. I hate it when they start clamping down before you've only got your fingers in there and they're just clamping down. They're squeezing your hand together like it's like, stop it. Jesus Christ. Let me get my hand in there. Take your time. Go in there. Crotch of your hand. Together, right. And then a nice firm handshake. You ain't wrestling with each other. Stop it. What the hell? Art of the handshake. You need to get that shit back. But yeah. I don't like giving women handshakes. I give them a hug. Got to bend down. Got to bend down. So we went around the bend there, Peg asking how the missus is with her health scare, and down to handshakes. But that's the way we roll here. That's the way we roll. So, yes, Laurel. She giving you a virtual hug back. Any other questions? I do have to say that most of the kids, not all of them, most of the kids kind of, that health scare that just kind of didn't seem to phase them. Phase them for 5 seconds. Then they got on with their life. And that's really disappointing. But I guess all the kids, say all the kids, they're, they're in their 30s and early 40s. Judy says that's so sweet. What's so sweet? My coffee? Yes. 2 and 2, please. 2 sugars, 2 cream. I like my coffee like I like my women. Sweet and light. That's so sweet. Yeah. Judy says them hugging. Yeah. Well, Laurel says it all the time. She's like, yeah, give the missus a hug. I just figure she's telling me like, yeah, okay, just hug your wife. Okay. Okay. And she doesn't. Oh, I can't tell you the amount of time she's want to get online and read people the riot act. Join the show and just. But no. That's why I don't use her name, and I don't put up pictures of her. This is separate from the family. Now, if you meet us out in public, yeah. Introduce her, and that's fine. But this is my thing, and she has her thing. And I don't like her. I don't like her getting worked up over jackwagons. It's like, no, I got it, baby. I got it, baby. She gets really annoyed because she knows in the real world this shit don't fly. That dog don't hunt. No, I don't go around puffing my chest and being an asshole towards people, but people are nice to me. People are nice to me. Well, most of them have to look up at me, and that's fine. But I'm nice to people. I'm a jovial guy, but I don't put up with horse shit. I don't put up with horse shit. Online, people have more latitude to get away with shit. But that's why my page is clean. I clean it up. There's a lot of shit. There's a lot of stuff you don't see there. It's like, wow, yeah, it's a nice place to go. The Whiskey Cowboys page on Facebook is really nice. It doesn't have all the idiots on it. Yeah. I show you things now and again, but most of the time, just gone. Don't have time with that. Ain't got time for that. No. Don't play those games. So what other questions you got? Oh, shit. It's 10 o'clock. We went 2 hours. We went 2 hours. But yeah. Only online do people get away with shit to some degree. Well, way more than they do in the real world. I don't play with those. I don't play those games. Don't play those games. And very seldom do people even try it in the real world. They just don't. They just don't. Imagine that. And again, I don't go around, busting through doors and puffing my chest. And it's like, no, I don't need to. Why would I do that? That's stupid. That's just stupid. Nope. Okay, before I close on down, was there anything else that folks wanted to say? Judy says keyboard warriors they really have no back. They don't. Peggy says, wonderful, I love happy endings. Oh, about the missus? Yeah. Yeah. We'd rather have less and be happy than to just work our lives away and not be able to enjoy anything that we have. It's just not right. We do like to pay our bills. We do like to. With that said, if folks would like to donate, there's a link in the description of the show. Like, share, subscribe, tell your friends, join the show. Get on over to Facebook. Go ahead and look at the content I put out there. There's articles, there's blurbs, there's memes, there's videos, there's this and that there. Have at it. Judy says, yes, it's sweet. We love the missus. Well, I'm sure she will be very thankful for that. She's a good gal. She's a good gal. She doesn't put up with foolishness, though. She didn't like being invaded. She didn't like being invaded this last weekend at Masterpiece. I was like, you should have told me. You should have told me. I could have handled that. Shoot me daggers. It's like, don't be trying to stare me down at the back of my head where I can't see you. Stop it. She goes, no, I took care of it. I gave him mean looks back. Okay. Judy says, I don't blame her. Yeah, she's a good gal. She's a good gal. She got dressed to go to, I was going to take her for a drive today. But the weather sucked. And both of us are under the weather. Funny how that works. Neither of us are feeling very good. So I'm like, I'm gonna go upstairs. I'm gonna get some clothes on, and got to take you to Tractor Supply. And she had on some black pants and a new blouse shirt that she has. It's got kind of a floral, but it's a brown floral pattern. It's nice. I'm like, looks like you're getting ready for a date. She goes, every time I leave the house with you, it's a date. I'm like, So, I still open up the door for her and hold hands in the truck. And, it's been a couple minutes. Of course now, we got a step stool to help her get into the truck because she's short. She's only 5'5". I'm 6'4". So I take the step stool out from the back seat of the truck, and I open up her door, and I open it up, and I sit down by her door, and then she gets up into the truck, and then I close it, and I put it in the back seat, and I shut the doors. And we get someplace. I get out, and I go to the other side, and I open up the back door, and pull out the stool, and I unfold it, and I put it down. Different place. It's got to be a different place. When she's getting in, it goes to the front of the door. When she's getting out, it goes to the back of the door. Just the way she gets out. And then she gets out, and then I fold it up, and I put it in the back of the truck, and I shut the doors. It is what it is. Had a guy at the lake go, oh, you need a shorter truck. Look at me. No, we don't. I don't need a shorter truck. I like this truck. It's a big truck. It's not lifted. It's a full-size truck. Back when they made full-size trucks. It's got height to it. It's got big tires on it. Doesn't have huge tires. It's got truck tires on it. But yeah, and I'm tall enough. I kind of slide in. I can't slide directly in when I open up the door. I gotta put one foot in and kind of scooch up and over into the seat, but it's pretty close, and I can scooch down. I drop down when I get out of the truck. It's like, yeah. Judy says, LOL, when I get in my truck, I go all in on half a cheek, then scoot, and I'm 5'7", so I can only imagine. Yeah. She climbs in, so she gotta grab onto the railing. It's got the door thing above it's on the pillar on the side. And she pulls herself up into it and she climbs. And me, I just slide on in a little bit up. But I'm taller. I'm taller than 5'7". But yeah, love my truck. Need a shorter truck. Stop it. No. What we really need is power running boards, because we figured, because if I park the truck right next to a like a sidewalk or the curbing, she can drop down to there and she can just step from there up into the truck. That's all she needs. 6 to 8 inches off the ground, and then she can climb up in there, and that's fine. So I figure if I get a power step on there at some point, but that's a couple grand right there too. I can't justify it. We'll put that on the truck at some point. And when you open up the door, the power step comes out, and then she can climb it. I'd still open up the door for her. But it is what it is. Pretty old school. Yep. Yes, indeedy. Judy says that would be nice. It would be nice. It would be nice. But I already look, the truck's got a plastic bed liner in it. I'd rather have a spray on, but it came with a plastic, and that's fine. Then I put the bed racks on it, and that was good, so I got them on it. The tailgate didn't have, those slow opening ones. It was just a drop. So I put a shock on it. So that's good. I pop it and it just lowers itself down, and it's easy to put back up. So I'm doing one thing at a time. It's a nice truck. Old school. 2019 Ram 1500 Classic. The old body style. It's wider. It's a bigger truck than the years that came after it. They're narrower. We come up behind them and it's like, yeah, look, they're narrower. It's a big truck. We like it. Suits us fine. My legs don't hit the dash. I climbed into a newer model, and they put the shifter on a little knobby at the lower part of your dash where your right knee is. And it's like, yeah, and I just ran my knee into it. It's like, yeah, I don't want to do that. I don't have enough room in Zippy. I don't want to get a truck and not have it. Judy says it's beautiful. Yeah, it's not bad. It's a nice truck. See if I got a picture of my truck here. See if I got a picture of my truck. It's black, and it's black with chrome accents. That's very old school. Most people don't like chrome accents. Here we go. There it is. First day back. First day when I bought it. It doesn't look that big. It's big. It's big. Peggy says, I want my kids to carry on whether or not I'm around. I want my kids to carry on whether I am around, and they do. I don't get it. There's the back of my truck, putting stuff in it. Trying to see here whether I got see if I got a picture with the truck racks. I know I got it. I got a picture. Oh, see, there we go. See, there it is. And there's with the racks on the back. Oh, I love those things. I love those things. So yeah, she's a nice looking truck. I put my flavors on it. I got my stickers on the back. And now, of course, I got the Whiskey Cowboy information on the lower right-hand side, passenger side on the back window. I got my We the People 3D decal on the back tailgate. I got the American flags on the side, so yeah, it's a nice looking truck. Good work truck. Peggy says, I'm leaving now. My Chiefs are winning for a change, so I want to watch the fourth quarter. Good night, all. Well, thank you for joining the show, Peggy. You enjoy the rest of your game. Now we'll catch you online again on Facebook. But yeah, it's a nice looking truck. Nothing super fancy. Does what it needs to do. So I guess I like a good looking work truck. So yeah, that was that. Well, yeah, it's almost quarter after. It was a good show. Not a great show. Good show. Didn't get enough laughter in. I don't know where everybody was tonight. We had a pretty low crowd for the show. Hopefully Wednesday they'll be better. That's probably because it's football. Yeah, Sunday night football. Forgot about that. Sunday night football. 'Tis the season. So Wednesday we should have a bigger crowd. Again, I will see you all on Facebook bright and early tomorrow morning. I was supposed to get a bunch of work done outside. Monday and Tuesday are supposed to be raining, so I ain't going to be able to do that. Oh, excuse me, coffee. But again, thank you for joining the show. Like, share, subscribe, tell your friends and family. Visit me on Facebook. If you have any doubts on where to find me, just Google, Yahoo, whatever you want to do. DuckDuckGo, put in the Whiskey Cowboy. I am the world's one and only Whiskey Cowboy. Judy says, enjoyed it. I might not be around Wednesday, but for sure, not around Wednesday. You got something planned? You got something going on? Hope it's good. Hope it's good. And there's Fred. Fred, right? Orion Turner. Fred. Judy says working late. Well, I hope it goes good for you. Everybody who joined the show, thank you very much. I will see you on Wednesday and see you bright and early on Facebook tomorrow morning. As always, God bless and take care.